Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, continuing our playthrough of EU4 with Arumba. We're smashing this alliance that we're fighting.
Yeah, despite the coalition as well. I just took a cursory look around while we are seeing more members in the coalition, and we're fine. Yep. Our allies love us. We've got really strong army. I mean,
France has been doing work for us this playthrough. It really has.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure. Initially, they were a little bit sketchy, a little bit dodgy in their handling of our early wars, but...
Yep. We're making 55% of our income now from trade. 40 ducats a month in income from trade.
All right, let's invest some of this money. We don't need 1,000 gold sitting around, right?
No. In fact, we have no loans, and we have 1,000 ducats in the bank, so it's time to invest, for sure. Okay,
so our naval force unit is at 77 to 88. I suppose we could... All right, naval force unit, just based on the number of provinces you have?
Naval force limits based on the development in coastal provinces, modified by autonomy, unless they are owned by the burghers, in which case there's no autonomy.
Okay.
Modified by estuaries or coastal centers of trade, those give you flat force limit. You can have force limit from ideas or national value, like national ideas, national traditions.
Okay.
Shipyards give raw force limit, modified by autonomy. So if you want to build shipyards, what I would look at is you want to only build shipyards in provinces that have 0% autonomy right now, since we don't have shipyards everywhere. Eventually you'll want them everywhere, but start with the 0% autonomy provinces. If I had to choose, I would say in like order of priority, shipyards have the highest priority on every coastal province, because not every province is going to have enough building slots to build all the things you want. You'll notice that there's a limit to the number of buildings that you can build, and that's based on the development and terrain type of a province. So like Cork in Southern Ireland can only have 3 buildings. And we've already got a church there. One of those 3 buildings needs to be a shipyard. Because otherwise, you can't raise your force limit. So, so yeah.
And is the building stuff? You said as I develop more. Okay, next building slot unlock at 20 development. It says directly there. Okay.
Yep. Every 10.
So you've done you've shied away from doing any direct development of provinces this playthrough, except in some very extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, only when we wanted to get some more institution spread. Generally speaking, the return on investment from spending monarch points for development is much, much lower than spending monarch points on conquest.
Okay.
So only do development if you're at the cap and you have nothing to spend it on, or if you have no method of expansion, or you need an institution. But like, just trying to play tall doesn't work well in this game. Conquest is almost always going to be more efficient.
Okay.
We could make a state in Stettin. I think that's a good idea. Stettin being that province we conquered from Pomerania with the estuary. It's at 75% autonomy right now, and we just gained, or we will be gaining, a ton of state slots soon due to the finisher for administrative ideas.
All right. So I guess I can do that real quick. Hold on, 2 seconds. Except, or did you already? No. Except this. Oh, state doesn't cost it there, but it's going to cost us points to do that. Do you want to do this ahead of finishing our idea?
We don't actually need to core it right now. Like, it's not causing overextension because it's a territorial core. We've already paid half of the price, so the overextension's gone. The only thing we gain by paying the rest is we reduce the autonomy floor below 50%.
Yep.
And since we had a claim, the autonomy started at 40. And this is a perfect example. A couple episodes ago, we had that question. Like, if you clicked the autonomy button a second ago, you would have taken that true autonomy of 40 all the way up to 100.
Yeah.
Which would have been bad. So, yeah, I would just sit on it now. I mean, just by clicking that button, which costs us nothing, we went from 75% autonomy down to 50. So that's good.
Okay. How do I bust fog without stealing maps?
You can explore. You'll notice, actually, if you look at the Americas, we have a lot of vision right now.
Do we?
That we didn't have before.
Why do we have that?
Okay, a couple things. Number one, you can take exploration ideas, recruit an explorer, which will allow your navies to move into terra incognita sea tiles. You can recruit a conquistador, which is a land general that is allowed to bust terra incognita on land.
Whoa, so what was the... Oh, exploration ideas under diplomatic.
Yes.
I didn't want to do that because I didn't know what colonists did, really.
Yep.
But, okay.
So if you want to bust terra incognita on your own, you need to go exploration ideas. Beyond that, because we are in the Western Tech group, it's like 50...
I don't see, when I mouse over the exploration ideas, I don't see anything that says anything about conquistadors. Oh, there it says recruitment. Okay, it's the second one, allows recruitment of explorers and conquistadors. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, go on.
So, because we're in the Western Tech group, we're in a group of nations that are all considered to be Western Tech. It's like 50 years after they bust the Terra Incognita, we will get that as well, which is exactly why we can see the Americas right now. Portugal or Spain, both one of them explored, and 50 years ago they did the exploration, and now we can see it too.
Okay.
So we can see that Portugal is colonizing the Caribbean. That's that nation Caribas. It's a subject nation underneath Portugal.
Okay.
And it looks like Castile or Spain now is starting to create a colonial nation down in Brazil. Spanish Brazil is forming. That'll soon, once he gets 5 cores in that region, it'll become an actual independent nation called, it'll still be Spanish Brazil, but it'll be its own tag underneath Spain as a colonial nation.
All right.
So, yeah, that's how you bust fog.
Okay.
So, what do we want to do about Spain?
What do we want to do about Spain?
We rivaled him.
Okay.
We're temporarily ahead of him, above 50 power projection. I wouldn't mind humiliating him, just to guarantee that we have plenty of power projection.
Okay.
Wouldn't mind taking war reps, that's for sure. He's got a lot of money from that Sevilla node. Seville.
Can I see how much war reps are giving us? I mean, I can see it on the economy menu once we've done it, but ahead of time, can I see how much it's worth?
It's difficult to calculate because if you occupy a lot of their land, then their income isn't correct in the ledger because they don't own all their land, but you can approximate it right now. Press L, go to the ledger, go to the second page, sort by income or sort by whatever. You can see Spain earns 46 ducats a month right now, so you get 10% of that, 4.6, roughly.
10% of their total income. Okay.
So about 4.6 per month for 10 years. 120 times 4.6, you're looking at like 600 ducats, which is a lot for 10 war score. And no inflation, more importantly. You get inflation when you demand direct ducats, no inflation when you demand war reps.
Okay.
This is money over time.
So we should look at Spain. Spain is not wanting to do any sort of piecing right now.
Yeah, shocking.
So they need more occupied stuff happening. All right, so our army, are you ferrying it back? Is that what you're doing? Or just...
No, I don't know what to do with it. I'm just sitting it there for now.
I think France could use some help. That Spanish 30 stack is crushing them.
Yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead.
Seems very far away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He had breached walls on Vizcaya, and he just broke the siege to go try to reinforce, and now he's turning around because the battle's over, and he's going to go resume the siege, but he's got to start over. What an idiot.
That sucks.
We could help him out. We could send our navy down there to blockade Vizcaya so that he sieges it faster, or...
Yeah, that's good.
But right now it's protecting trade, making us money. Do you care about money, or do you care about helping the French?
Money.
Then
but surely our second part. I mean, the navy is lights. Oh, you're using the lights as combat during the war, aren't you?
Yeah, we only have 2 heavies, and the transports can't fight. So, kind of need to use them all together. Spain has 9 heavies. I don't want to go down there with just part of the fleet. We'd have to go down there with the whole thing. And even then, I don't even really want to fight 9 heavies.
Okay.
So, how's that idea looking? Is it we can take it next month?
Yeah, next tick. I was watching that.
All right, let's go back to speed 3 because we're not doing much.
Okay.
Been on speed 2 this last couple episodes because we were talking a lot. You still had questions, I thought.
Yes, I do. All right, I'm taking this last idea.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the powerful one. I like it. Oh crap, we were supposed to rehost. Forgot.
Oh, it's okay.
Naval officers are retiring. We just lost 10 naval tradition. That sucks.
That does suck. All right, so where do I... So this is under...
Okay, whoa, pause. We have a coalition.
Yeah. And I wanted to take a look at missions and decisions. Is that where it's at? It's add policy, right?
Yeah.
Trade efficiency, and it costs us...
See, that's in the center? Yep.
Okay.
That's a great policy for us right now. I like it a lot. Okay. So the coalition attacked us. We're looking at Cologne, Augsburg, Bremen, Brittany, Brunswick, Denmark, Liège, Lüneburg, Magdeburg, Mainz, Norway, Nuremberg, the Palatinate, Trier, Utrecht, and Würzburg.
Where are you seeing that? So I guess if I hit...
War overview.
E. Oh, war overview right there. Yep, the second one. It's a lot of guys. Good guys, mostly.
Yeah, a lot of little guys in the HRE. They're pissed that we stole some HRE land, basically. They're angry about it. They really don't like it. But there's really no hard hitters in here, and all of our allies joined, Bohemia, France, Sweden. They're all going to protect us.
Good.
So
should we consider ending this war with Spain, though, so our allies can actually, use their military to help us?
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
So let's go to England and take a look at England. We're going to sue for peace. Because they're the leader, and the rest of the schmucks who are following the stupid English have no say in it. So let's go to treaties, and let's concede defeat.
So unfortunately, England will not give us Calais at the moment. They have negative 18 reasons. We could either just end this war and just take one province, or we could try.
Why would they give us Calais?
Because we only have 28 war score. Because most of the forts in this war are owned by Spain, and they are unsieged. They're notice how actually the vast majority of forts and development is owned by Spain. So relatively, we don't have very much occupied.
Well, I only really care about Gloucestershire.
Yeah, Calais would be good. It does have a trade port modifier, the staple port.
Yeah.
But it's not a raw trade power modifier. It's just local trade power plus 25%, local taxes plus 50. And also, now that the French want it, I kind of don't want to take it yet. So I'm good with just taking Gloucestershire and war reps, perhaps.
Can we do that?
Will you agree to that?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
We can even get one tick. Yeah, we can even get 1 ticket gold out of that.
70 ducats?
21 ducats I get.
Go down to 0 and then go back up again.
That's annoying. Why does it do it that way? Okay.
Because you can only take their treasury plus 1 loan. And so you went from 1 war score cost worth of money up to 2 war score cost worth of money, but you hit their treasury cap plus the 1 loan number, which set it to like some halfway point between 1 war score. And so then when you went down, you went from like 1.2 to 0.2 instead of 1, which is, again, I agree it's stupid. You always want to go from the ground up.
All right. You ready to send that demand?
Sure, I can do that, sure. So we're going to say...
I'll do it. No, I'm happy to do it. I'm assuming you're ready to piece them.
Yes, yeah, I want to focus the French on the coalition, definitely. And I find it very, very comical, by the way, that the Emperor is protecting us against the coalition of his princes because we conquered too much HRE land, which is just...
That's hilarious.
It's great. It's funny. All right, so unfortunately that does mean we're going to lose power projection soon. You're going to want to go ahead and let's go back down to speed 2 because we have a lot
of stuff to do all of a sudden. Yep.
This province is already halfway converted, so that's nice. We're going to want to probably core it as soon as we can. Can't afford it yet. 145 points.
Yep. You don't want to core Stetland first? No, Stetland's already
Stetland doesn't cause overextension where this one does. So I would prefer to core provinces that have overextension.
Oh, I see, because the actual number in there. Okay, got it. Yep.
Yeah, almost always.
Okay.
Corruption's growing.
Corruption's growing. All right, I'm with you on this, I think.
Yep, I think you know what to do there.
Move the slider over a little bit.
Looks like the nobility are a little bit pissed off. Now, because that province was owned by... It's already a state. We could probably afford to give that to the nobility. Holy crap, that's 15 manpower in that province. 7,715. That is a good province.
Where is that?
The province we just conquered. It's a 7,715. 15 military development. Yeah, I think we should give that to the nobility.
Wait, which province?
Gloucestershire.
Oh. Okay. Neat. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see. I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's head over to the military tab. Head over to the unit. You just click on infantry, it's fine. And I wanted to ask questions about pips again.
Okay.
So these pips, the yellow and green pips represent attack and defense. And that happens every round of every fight. And this is just basically the raw damage they do to each other and receive when they're slamming into people across the aisle from them, right?
Okay, so this is a topic that confuses almost every player. Confused me for quite a while, and I actually posted on the forum, and I adamantly defended that it doesn't work that way, and then I finally got enough information that I was convinced, and now I do understand how it works, and it was wrong. My perception of it was wrong to begin with. Okay. So the best way to understand this is, all right, we're using infantry here.
Yep.
Which have no modifiers to fire. So the infantry line up. If it's a fire phase, you get terrain, general, and river crossings and stuff, all as modifiers to the shock, the fire value. And the fire value itself, the actual number, will determine the amount of casualties they inflict on a sliding scale. It's a little bit kind of exponential-ish. So let's say you roll like a 6 is the sum. Then that 6 gets translated into casualties, which get inflicted on the enemies, on the target that your infantry is firing upon.
Okay. But part of that roll, not in the shock phase, not in the fire phase because no pips there, but in the shock phase, part of those casualties will be based on the pips, right?
Now, exactly. Now we move to the shock phase. So if you're using the reformed Galaglass infantry, They have 2 extra offensive shock pips, which means that if I'm fighting my infantry versus another country's infantry of Galaglass, we both have the same infantry type, so my 2 shock pips are going to be the same as their 2 shock pips. So functionally it's the same, but it's like having an extra +2 shock to your general.
Okay.
For offensive purposes.
We never see that in the rolls, though.
No, you'll never see it, and it's actually why it's so confusing. Where this comes into play is that if you are fighting a nation who's in a different technology group, they have different unit types, and different nations kind of peak and wane at different points in the game. Like, for example, in the very beginning of the game, if you look at our level 1 units, click the Show Outdated Units button, we've got the Latin Medieval Infantry, we have 2 pips. Mm-hmm. If you were to switch over to the Ottomans and look at their level 1 infantry, the ones that they start with, they have like 5 pips.
Wow.
So the Ottomans start off kind of having like +1 shock, +1 fire to their general. Because 90% of the army is going to be infantry, and all of their infantry have more pips than yours. So it's like they always have an extra +1. It is not represented in the rolls. You can't see it. You can see it in the combat if you hover over the actual individual units. You can actually see their pip counts. But just understand.
Again, just to clarify, again, what you just said, because I think I understand, but I'm not entirely sure, and I want to say it out loud to clarify this. I think what you just said is that why did you unpause during the clarification? No, Arumba, bad Arumba.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to control the army. Go ahead. You go ahead.
So the extra pips in these areas are going to represent damage they do if it's offensive, or probably defense less damage they take if it's defensive, I guess, during that phase of the battle. And it's a hidden modifier that is added to that. Okay. All right. Next question. Morale. How do I compare? So, all right, that makes sense. The damage dealt between fire and shock, but how do you value morale damage or morale defense versus shock or fire damage versus shock or fire defense?
Okay, every single day of combat, depending on the number of casualties inflicted, they suffer morale damage. So the morale pips in that screen you're looking at affect both phases. Mm-hmm. So it's not always a one-to-one thing. Like morale can get shattered. You can lose morale faster than you're using units, and it's weird. But sometimes, like, if you have a huge morale disparity, you're oftentimes going to completely obliterate their morale. They'll go down to 0 morale, and the enemy will run away, even though they're at 900 regiment strength. Yeah.
But that's what I'm asking. So how do I evaluate So I had an upgrade, and the basic option between the upgrade was stronger, I think, shock versus stronger morale. How do I make that decision?
If you think you're going to have more morale than the enemy, I would probably err on the side of the morale pips, because then you're going to win with fewer casualties. Casualties affects your treasury. If you're losing money due to treasury, due to casualties and reinforcing, it's very expensive. If you have, I don't know, if you don't think you can win the morale battle and you just need to make your troops last as long as possible, then maybe you're better off going with the shock troops, and you park yourself in defensive terrain and hope that the enemy comes at you, and even though they have more morale, you're going to whittle them down because you're going to kill way more than they are killing of yours. So you spend less money, and then they run out of money, and then they have to hire mercs, and they go bankrupt, and you can go that route. Or you could be like 90% of players, I think, and just ignore that entire system and just pick one.
Okay.
Because it isn't actually that important, really. Not really. Because, if you look at it again, each tier of units that you're unlocking all have the same total number of pips. You're just sort of modifying where they're allocated.
Okay.
So, if you don't want to worry about it, don't worry about it, but...
No, I at least want to have some sense of the decision I'm making or not making. So.
And movement blocked by hostile fort. Damn it, we can't actually get to that 7-stack of Brittany. I wanted to track it down.
Where's our army? Oh, it's wandering around in the middle of France. Got it.
Yeah, well, I moved it for you, so now you can go fight.
No, it's okay. Fight. I'm alright with that.
Yeah, well, I figured we were done with the thing, and now the coalition's here, and you wanted a land war, so... Okay, yep. More people are now joining a coalition. We're the most oppressive Scottish into British people ever.
Good.
By the way, try this again without me being here, and I think it'd be pretty funny to see what happens.
Oh, yeah? Don't think I could handle it?
This coalition is really, really nuts. Like, we've been excessive by far. We deserve to lose a very, very big amount of land right now. We're probably not going to, because we're on our little island.
I'm interested in losing a bunch of land.
We've got good allies. We've maneuvered well, but we already have a huge coalition against us. Look at the troops in Bohemia right now. There's just so many. I count 26, another 20. There's another 20, so that's 40, 65,
There's a
75.
14K stack up top. Yep.
And that's not even counting this new coalition that's formed.
Yep.
I think we need to maybe, hold our horses a little bit on expansion, possibly.
So there's a man who's just like, yeah, let's take Holland.
Well, Holland's really good.
Yeah. Are there no other good provinces in the game that we might want to take?
No. We needed Holland. By the way, I think that we should probably consider insulting a rival if we have no truce with them. Do we have a truce with Poland right now? We don't.
I think so.
I would send an insult to Poland so we get 5 power projection.
Why are you so keen on the power projection right about now? We're about to hit a breakpoint or something? 51?
50. You go below 50, you lose the +1 to each monarch point. So we're losing 3 monarch points a month, which is a ton.
Alright. Alright, so I'll send an insult. Okay.
Okay. Do I hear you just sitting there having a cup of tea while I control the army? What's up with that?
Yep.
You slacking? Being a little bit lazy?
Oh, not at all. I'm making sure that I'm overseeing this war, making sure that Arumba is carrying out his duties. I'd let you know if you were fucking up.
Right. We have good income. Our naval supply limit just went up a bunch because some of the shipyards finished. I'm going to queue up some more ships.
Okay.
I don't care about using the wool provinces. It's not worth the effort. It's like 2 ducats. Big deal.
Oh my god. What are you talking about? You just were like, oh my god. Arumba, you kill me with that. When you say that, casual Arumba, No one's buying that shit.
I just loathe that they reintroduced that mechanic. I'm going to complain about it pretty much every time. The whole, you have to build ships in the right provinces to get the right price. I hate that. They took it away, and then they added it back, and I think it was a design mistake. It was a whole lot better when you didn't have to worry about whether or not...
just auto-select the lowest provinces. That would make sense. I'd be okay with that. You should be able to set up an option. Do you want it fastest reinforcement or cheapest reinforcement?
Yeah.
And then click that. Done.
I could go for that argument.
Yeah. But it's about that time.
Is it already? Oh, crap. I want to put the other general in charge because he's got better siege. There we go.
Remember, you're screwing up. Do I need to take control of this army away from you?
No. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's take a break
See you
here.
guys soon.
See you in a bit.